Hello, all my fairy friends. My name is Fairy Belle, and I'm a book fairy. And today we're going to be reading a story called Super Nicholas. Into a big world of superheroes, a little boy was born. His father was a superhero. His mother was a superhero. His big brothers were superheroes. In fact, everybody in his family had grown up to be a famous superhero, known for their might and skill and super stretchy pants. Nicholas was entered by his super dad into the little superhero games, where all newest superheroes went to prove their worth and be selected as the protector of the playground when they started school next year. His family would be watching. Nicholas was worried. Instead of clashing, he clunked. Instead of swooshing, he slipped. Instead of dodging, he dropped to the ground and covered his head with his hands. He was a superhero, so it should have been easy, but instead of having arms of steel, he had 2 left feet. Nicholas didn't have strong muscles, except one, his heart. He loved everyone, especially animals, and everyone loved him. Instead of fighting bad guys like the other little supers, he liked to play with the creatures that came out of their holes and nests to nestle beside him and bask in the beam of his super heart. On the morning of the games, Nicholas and his family flew with the other superhero families to the mouth of a dark, damp cave. Puffs of white smoke billowed into the damp, cold air. "You can do this," whispered his super mum, kissing him on the forehead and leading him to the starting line. One by one, the little supers walked into the cave. With their super see in the dark eyes, they realized where the smoke was coming from. A real dragon. The dragon followed them with his beady red eyes. The biggest little super squared his shoulders and stepped right up to it and brought down his super boot hard on the dragon's toes. The dragon roared in pain. Why was this big bunch of pesky little people in lycra disturbing his sleep? One by one, the little supers punched, kicked, and karate chopped their shiny underpants off, but one by one, they flew out of the cave in defeat. Suddenly, Nicholas was all alone with the dragon. He moved slowly towards the back of the cave and sat on the dragon's bed, patting the pillow and holding up a teddy. The dragon stopped smoking and roaring and grinding his teeth and tottered over to lay down next to Nicholas. Nicholas patted his tail and told him a story about all his friends and how they said he had a super heart. The dragon smiled and slipped off to sleep, leaving Nicholas to steal out of the cave and quietly close the stone door behind him. His family cheered. "We always knew you were a superhero, inside and out." His mother smiled. "Sometimes the best way to win is to be kind and share the love from your super heart. You are the best kind of superhero there is. And that's the end of the story. Do you think you might be able to find a way to be kind to someone today? Maybe you might even just be able to sit quietly next to somebody who's not feeling very well. I'm sure that you have a super heart too, just like Nicholas. Thank you very much for listening to my story, and thank you very much for believing in me. And never forget that I believe in you too.